There we go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Yossi Schmidt Show. Today we have the great Congressman Tim Burchett. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Yossi, thank you. It's an honor for me to be on the show. I'm Tim Burchett. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee, East Tennessee. The only place in America where people don't speak with an accent. And since I got up, since last few months, I've been trying. I said, "Why can't I get on Yossi Schmidt Show?" And they said, "I don't know, boss. They kind of giving me the cold shoulder. So you finally got me on, and I'm honored to be here, brother."
Thank you for coming on. So there is this um initiative by Elon Musk, President Trump, really, Elon Musk and Vivek, right?
Right.
Called Doge. From what I understand, you're part of the Doge committee.
Well, they haven't appointed it yet. My friend Marjorie Taylor Greene is the chair. I usually don't get on any of the premier committees because I don't raise enough money for the conference. I don't have a lot of billionaires that support me, and honestly, I don't kiss enough butt. So um, we'll see. I'm fiscally a hawk, though. I'm one of the few that there's probably about 15 to 20 of us that always put up a red when it costs too much money. A button, you push the red or the green button, and so made a lot of enemies with that. But I think those chickens are coming home to roost right now because everybody's ticked off about the crazy, crazy spending that we're doing on right now.
Sure, just go give money to Ukraine, go give money to Syria, go give money to Lebanon. Just go ahead.
Yeah, it's we've given over 200 billion to Ukraine right now, and it's the whole thing's just crooked. Yeah, see if I can just say that, and I think both parties are dipping their toes into that. And that's why I'm so glad Trump's coming back in, because this Doge thing is going to expose all those people that either party that just spend money and just go along to get along. And there'll be a bunch of them. They'll be hugging up to him. You've seen it. They come on, on the victory lap. Well, I was with a group in Nashville, Tennessee this weekend. I said, "We've already done our victory lap. Let's get to work. Let's save our country." And that's our job.
The work starts now.
Yes, sir. 100%.
I've always said politicians are not your friends. Politicians only care about themselves,
That's
and
correct.
whatever's in it for them, that's what they do.
Yeah. Well, I've got the bill in to stop the insider trading and things like that. And, it's not going anywhere. Just like my bill for term limits, it's not going anywhere either. So, but we'll keep pushing it. I'd love to get some of those to the floor and make people vote on them.
Well, the best of luck to you. I'll do whatever I can from my little Twitter account or X
Right.
account.
X account. Yes, sir. Well, thank you, brother. Tell me, how'd you get involved in politics?
How did I get involved in politics? So I've been involved in news. I'm a young kid. I am 27 years old.
Wow.
I was involved in politics since seventh grade. I had not even turned 13 yet, which is a big number for us Jews. And my friend ran a class newsletter, and somehow it became my responsibility. In eighth grade, same thing. Then all throughout high school, it was all Yossi Schmidt's responsibility.
Yeah.
And different buildings, different schools. Anyways, so then I saw that there was an issue with banning conservatives. And I started something called Team World Supporter. I did not know about Globalist back then because I am young, still young.
All right.
And the name sounds horrific, and that's why it is now changed to the Digital Free Press.
I like that. That's probably a good idea. I didn't until I really got to Congress studying the issue of the globalist and how their agenda is not our agenda. It's the globalists do not support Israel in their quest for freedom in Gaza, and they support us sending unlimited arms to Ukraine and being involved in all kinds of nonsense. When I'm in East Tennessee, and Upper East Tennessee got hit really bad from that aftermath of the hurricane. You know, it came down through those mountains in North Carolina, washed those poor people out, and came through here. And you know, the globalist would tell you we need to keep funding this mass illegal migration that's coming into our country, where we're not even taking care of Americans. I mean, those poor people in Hawaii still haven't, they're still out of everything. They don't, you know, somebody's up there trying to snake their property from them. And we're allowing it. And that's why I couldn't be more excited about Donald J. Trump.
I have to say, after the hurricane in Tennessee, I saw, and I'm a big fan of yours, how you were actually on the ground helping people.
Well, there are people, man. You know, it's just very heartwarming to me to see the way Tennesseans react, but it's also Americans, how they react, and they're tired of this nonsense. We gave over $1 billion to illegals. We give them, and I've been to the border. They give them clothing, they give them health care, they give them food, they give them shelter, and then they give them a plane ticket. They expect them to come back in 3 years to be in court. They're not going to come back. And we're just bankrolling our own demise. And then poor people up here in Tennessee and North Carolina, and they're good people. Yes, you would love them. They're just hardworking, mind their own business kind of people. Don't get into trouble. They pay their taxes. They just do their thing. And
well, maybe one day I'll come.
Well, I would like.
Down, I'll make the trip.
I'll be your translator.
Yeah.
That northern accent's gonna be tough.
Yeah, you can tell I'm Jersey. You can tell.
Oh, dude, I know it. I love it. Let's see, Josh Gottenheimer. He's Jersey. I work out with him, and I think he's running for governor as a Democrat. He always tells me. I'll tell stories about people in East Tennessee, and he'll tell me something about somebody in Jersey. So I dig it. I love folks like that, though. I went to Connecticut, and some folks up there were doing a little fundraiser for me, some Jewish folks, and we left like a kosher. We were in a kosher restaurant, and I had to go out and get something out of the car, and I held the door open for this older lady, and I said, "Let me get that door for you, dear." And I held it open, and she looked at me and she smiled and she said, "You're not from here, are you?" I said, "Oh, ma'am, I'm not." And she hugged me, and she just told me how much she loved my accent and my hospitality. And I said, "Come on down to East Tennessee, ma'am. There's a lot more of that down there." She just thought that was the greatest thing in the world. So I made a friend.
That story is amazing. If we only have more of those stories.
Yeah.
Or let's hope that everyone's like that, and the stories won't be for the books. But
yeah. So what do you do for a living, Yossi?
So I run the Digital Free Press.
Right.
I do a nightly news roundup. It used to be the TWS News Roundup. Now it's the TDSP News Roundup.
All right.
It's gonna get used. I do reviews of alternative social media platforms. I have my podcast.
Cool.
But that's not really what I do for a living. Shout out to the Lakewood Scoop. I work for the Lakewood Scoop. It's a news site. Again, news.
I got you. Well, I'll get my communications folks to call you, and I'll plug it sometime on Twitter or something. Maybe get you some more followers. How about that?
We would love it.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
So let me ask you a quick question about Doge. Let's go back to Doge. You said something when I invited you onto the show. You said the problem would be getting people in Congress to work. Elon Musk and Vivek are just private citizens.
Yep, that's correct. And that is correct. And what our biggest problem is going to be the people in that room, the members of Congress, because they'll talk a good talk. They'll go home and throw the red meat out to their constituents, and they come back and vote us down the river every time. A lot of them, some of them, not all of them, some of them will have a personal interest in it, and some of them, frankly, just don't have the guts to make the cuts that need to be made. And and I do, because I'm sick of it. I don't want to lose our country. You know, my mama lost her brother fighting the Nazis in the Second World War. She flew an airplane during the war, believe it or not. And my dad fought the Japanese in the Pacific. He was in the Marine Corps. And, you know, I just cannot fathom the thought that they did all that for nothing. That my uncle never, you know, I've got his 48-star flag on my wall in Knoxville that was on his casket. He was an educated man. He was 33 years old. He didn't have to go fight, and he did. And then I just hope we just don't throw all that away. And that's
Well,
scary.
let's hope
And
his
then we're going
memory
to
is
do
a
it.
blessing.
They're going to take us without firing a shot. Yes, we're 35 trillion in debt. We add another trillion every 100 days. And Vivek and Elon are, like you said, they're at an advisory role. But I think one thing they can do is show Trump where this stuff's been done by executive order, because the way you remove an executive order is, in fact, by another executive order. Trump can do it at a stroke of a pen, but then we have to follow up with legislation, because if we don't, it just goes right back in. And so we need to be aware of that, and we need to just start cutting. We need to start cutting. And you know, I did that when I was county mayor. I came in and said, we're not going to raise taxes. We're going to make cuts. And guess what we did? Our bond rating went through the roof. We paid down debt. We paid cash for schools. And on top of that, I was able to give pay raises to teachers and deputies. So and the rank and file county employees. And all in the meanwhile, we paid down several $1 million in debt. And that's the kind of attitude you got to take, man. You got to go after this stuff. And he's got to do it, though, within the first 100 days. Because after that, the honeymoon period's over, and you'll have multiple hearings over nothing. They'll run it into the ground, and then we'll be right back spending the money.
What I like to remind my audience and what I like to tell everybody is very simple. Politicians work for us.
100%.
You have to stop letting them think that they run the things. Congressman Tim Burchett is a very good representative. He has his people in mind. I always see on X how he interacts with his constituents. Please remember, call your congressman, have your voices heard, and this way, maybe Doge can accomplish something.
Absolutely. And support your legislators when they do right, but when they do wrong, bust their ass. Excuse my language. I probably violated some kosher rule there, but I apologize to all my friends out there.
Don't worry, it's all good. Thank you very much for taking the time to come on my podcast. We would love to have you again.
We'll do it. You just get with Pruitt in my office and we'll do it. And Yossi, thank you so much, brother. And I've got a little thing on my desk back home. It says "Shalom, y'all." I was when I was mayor, they brought in a group of these reporters from all over the world, and they were going to take them, and they wanted to bring them in my office. I said, "Well, I'll take them out to eat." I took them to my favorite cafeteria, and they were almost every one of them was a Muslim, and they and I had my little Holocaust book, Tennessee Holocaust Commission had printed, and they came in, State Department or whoever, said, "Does this need to be here?" And they looked at me and I said, "If y'all want to come in my office, it does." And they said, "Oh, we don't want a problem. We don't want a problem." Well, you're not going to get one if you know, and so anyway, I get kind of sick of that crap. Mama, we built a Holocaust memorial in West Hills Park. My mama and daddy and I did, and we raised some money from some Christian folks and some Jewish folks and got some donations. It's a really nice little area there, and my buddy Bernie Bernstein, who's since passed, gave me the words to put on it. And it's a pretty cool little thing. And I always remembered when this woman came in there, and there my mama was in her 80s. We were laying sod, and mama and daddy were with me, and this woman said, "What's this about?" And she had this deep voice, I guess maybe Ukrainian, I wasn't sure. And mama said, "Well, this is a memorial for those folks that died in the Holocaust." And that lady said, "We've got enough memorials in this town." And my sweet little mama, all 5'0", stood up, dusted her little knees off and said, "Not in this park, we don't." And I thought, wow, mama's going to whoop this woman right here in front of everybody. And but the lady backed down and left. And I always remember that. My folks were pretty cool people. You'd have loved them, brother. You'd have loved them.
Maybe I'll bring the Digital Free Press crew down and we could see the memorial.
I would love that, brother. I would love that very much.
Digital Free Press, Liquid Scoop, we'll come together.
Right on. All right, brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anything you want to plug?
No, brother. I just thank you, Yossi, for having me on. You're a friend, and I appreciate that, brother.
Well, you're an amazing person. Thank you so much.
I don't know about that. But anyway, but hey, if I get up to Jersey, though, we're gonna hang out.
But count on it.
All
You know
right,
how to reach
brother.
me.
Thank you. See you, brother. Bye-bye.